Listen carefully. Everybody talks about breakthrough. Everybody prays for open doors. Everybody wants the next level. But very few people ask themselves one dangerous question. What am I holding on to that God is asking me to release? Because in the kingdom of God, progress is not always about adding something new. Sometimes it is about letting something go. Some people are not stuck because God is silent. They are stuck because their hands are full. And God will never place something new into hands that refuse to release the old. So this message is not about feelings. It is not about signs. It is not about whether life feels hard or easy. This is about consequences. Because refusing to let go does not leave you the same. It changes what heaven can do with your life. Let's talk about the dangers. Point 1. Refusal corrupts the heart before it ruins the future. The first danger is deeper and more dangerous. Refusal does not damage your future first. It damages your heart. What begins as attachment slowly turns into entitlement. Entitlement turns into frustration. Frustration turns into bitterness. Bitterness turns into rebellion. This is how Saul fell. He did not wake up one day possessed. He slowly became threatened, jealous, paranoid, and spiritually unstable. Why? Because he refused to let go of a throne God was removing him from. The rich young ruler did not walk away poor. He walked away sad. Jesus did not curse him. Jesus did not shame him. Jesus simply exposed what owned his heart. And here is the truth. God is more concerned about who you are becoming than what you are holding on to. If keeping something is changing your spirit, God will demand its release, not to punish you, but to preserve you. Point 2. Refusal invites substitutes, the Ishmael syndrome. The second danger of refusing to let go is this. When you don't release, you don't stay empty. You create substitutes. This is where many believers destroy their destiny. When God asks you to let go, and you don't, you eventually try to help Him. You start forcing outcomes. You start manufacturing results. You start creating solutions God never approved. Abraham was promised Isaac, but instead of waiting in surrender, he produced Ishmael. Ishmael was not evil. He was just unauthorized. And unauthorized blessings always create future conflict. Saul did the same thing. God told him to wait for Samuel, but Saul refused to release control. He offered a sacrifice he was never assigned to give. And from that moment, the kingdom began to slip from his hands. Here is the danger. When you don't let go, you don't remain neutral. You replace God's timing with human effort. And substitutes will always cost you more than obedience. What God intended to bless becomes something He must now correct. Point 3. Refusal creates delay, not denial. Here is the third danger of refusing to let go. God does not deny you, He delays you. Many believers misunderstand delay. They think delay means God has changed His mind. No, delay means God is waiting on you. The promise is ready. The blessing is prepared. The next season exists. But movement has stopped because release has not happened. Look at Israel in the wilderness. God had already promised them the land. The land was not in question. What delayed them was attachment. Attachment to Egypt, attachment to fear, attachment to complaining, attachment to unbelief. They kept looking backward while God was calling them forward. And the result? A journey that should have taken days took 40 years. Not because God was slow, but because the people were holding on to what they should have left behind. The same thing happened with Abraham. God promised him a future. God promised him a lineage. God promised him a name. But when the moment came to release Isaac, he hesitated, and heaven waited. The ram did not appear until the knife was lifted. Meaning this: provision waits for surrender. What you refuse to release, God refuses to move past. Point 4. Refusal makes you untrustworthy with more. The fourth danger is this: Refusal disqualifies you from increase. God does not bless based on need. God blesses based on capacity. And capacity is proven through release. If God cannot trust you to let go of small things, He will not release greater things into your life. Ananias and Sapphira were not punished for giving less. They were judged for holding back what was required to be released. God never blesses selfishness. He never increases people who hoard blessings for themselves, because heaven does not invest in closed hands. If God gives you more, will others eat from your table, or will you build a taller fence? Point 5. Refusal turns blessings into burdens. The final danger is this: what you refuse to surrender will eventually start controlling you. Blessings become burdens when they are no longer submitted to God. Lot's wife did not turn into salt because she looked back physically. She looked back emotionally. Her heart was still attached. Solomon did not fall because he lacked wisdom. He fell because he refused to release desires God warned him about. The same wisdom that built the kingdom could not save him from what he would not surrender. Here is the truth nobody likes to hear. Anything you won't surrender will one day demand sacrifice from you. God does not destroy blessings. Attachment does. Letting go is not weakness. It is spiritual intelligence. It is not loss. It is alignment. And in the kingdom of God, survival and elevation belong to those who know when to release. God will never bless what you refuse to let go. But the moment you open your hands, heaven opens its storehouses. Now I want to hear from you. What is that thing God has been quietly asking you to let go of? What hand are you still clenching that is holding back your breakthrough? Comment below and share your heart. Tag someone who needs to hear this truth today. And if this message shook your spirit, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the next word of life that can shift your destiny. Goodbye, and see you in the next video.